Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kickback presents the All Memphis Post Game Show, where we break down, recap, analyze every Memphis Grizzlies game. Right after it happens, you don't have to wait for our takes. And you had to wait a little bit for our takes tonight because the game was so late. And it's late here in Memphis, Tennessee. But as always, we got the homie Mace, who is doing his first show from Memphis, Tennessee. Mace, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man, it's been a wild 2 weeks. So, you said we're coming to you live after every game. It's kind of been on a little hiatus as I make the move and get my internet set up and, all that stuff. So still a lawn chair thugging it at the moment at the house and got the computer on the TV tray. But it is what it is. Furniture should be here tomorrow. Excited to be back in Memphis. But, man, that was a tough loss tonight, brother.
It's a lot of different factors. I don't even have a hat on tonight. I just said, forget it. I'm come on here.
You still got your work clothes on.
You got my work clothes on.
It's 11:33.
Still got my work clothes on. Campbell finally back. The team is back together. The team is back together, and we are mad at Luka Doncic because he broke our hearts tonight. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Memphis Grizzlies 114-113 tonight on a last-second three by Luka Doncic. Last-second, one leg while he's getting fouled three by Luka Doncic. And, we can just go talk about the game as a whole, talk about whatever, man. Just go. Just talk.
Yeah, really not a lot of resistance on either end. A lot of made shots for both teams. It felt like Grayson got it going in the first quarter. He had 14. And then I think this guy's made the list now. New Grizz killer, Tim Hardaway Jr. Had 9 quick ones and led the Mavs bench. I thought we had good spacing in the first quarter, but like I said, we just couldn't get any stops. And they couldn't either. We were up 34-32. And that was kind of the theme of the game. Is like both teams were getting what they wanted offensively until I felt like we hit some spots where we struggled, especially there late in the fourth quarter. But it was just one of those games, like we didn't really lock in defensively. And even when we did, Luka made some great shots. Like Ja Morant had one of his best defensive possessions of the year.
No, you can ask for better defense.
Yeah, and so that it was just that type of night. And dude, one thing that really stuck out and kept us in the game is Maxi Kleber stinks.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good tonight, and we took advantage of the fact that he wasn't that good.
But internet's messing up. Your internet messing up?
It was a little bit, but I think it's because of the share screen. I think we might have been in there. But yeah,
man, Cleaver stinks. That's the main takeaway from the first half for me.
Well, I think the first half started. Grayson Allen had a bunch of points in the first half.
Yeah,
he shot the ball really well in the first quarter, which he's been building on. That Grayson has had a really good last 3 or 4 games on the offensive end. Like you said, we didn't play well defensively. Jonas didn't get going a lot in the first. Usually, in the last 3 or 4 games, Jonas usually has a double-double by halftime. Tonight, he didn't. He had maybe 3 points at the end of the first half. And they weren't doing anything specifically on Jonas that I thought they doubled him once or twice, but it wasn't like they were doing too much to really take him out the game. He just wasn't being so productive. I think I tried to look at it. Like you said, it was so nip and tuck every game. Every play was nip and tuck. And I don't think any team was up by that much more than like 6 or 7 points.
I think the biggest lead was 9. I think we got it up to 9 at one point. And then I know in the second half, neither team led by more than 6. Mm-hmm. But another thing that helped us in the first half was Porzingis got in foul trouble kind of midway through the second quarter, and he was hooping. We had no answer for him really the whole time he was on the court, first or second half, it felt like. Just a matchup problem, which, in theory, that would be Jaren's matchup. Grayson, like you said, a great game. Desmond Bain hit some big threes in this one. Dylan and Kyle played solid, but kind of underwhelmed. Dylan had some good defensive possessions, and then we'll get into the final defensive possession. Ja Morant, a really quiet game. So this was one of those ones that it was right there for the taking. Grayson got you going, and it's just a brutal loss. One, because of how it happened on the last second shot. Two, because you're chasing this Dallas team in the standings. You had a chance to gain a full game on them. You were 1.8 seconds away, and then Luka kind of rips that and flips it, and they take a whole another game on you. And now I think we're 3.5, 4.5 games behind them, and they're one game out of the sixth seed now because Portland lost.
Yeah.
So just a brutal loss, and this is one of those ones that we'll be kicking ourselves for a while. Although it doesn't seem like the team is taking it that hard. Ja came out. Ja, first of all, immediately tweeted, like right after he walked out of the tunnel, said that, anyone talking bad about my teammates can go find another team to cheer for. So I don't know why he would tweet that, because it's not like he had been scrolling Twitter or anything. So maybe someone yelled something like "Make your free throws, Grayson" or something. So that was weird. But for the most part, they seemed like they were pleased with how they played. Just hate the outcome with a tough shot from Luka.
Man, like the standings thing is crazy because it also gives them the tiebreaker. It gives Dallas a tiebreaker over us. So, and if the season ends in about a month, the last game of the regular season is May 18, I believe, which is my birthday. These games count. These games matter, and they're games that the team needs to win. Like you said, we're going to leave kicking ourselves. Like in the last week, we've had 2 games where we're kicking ourselves. This game and the next game.
Like free throws, both of them.
Free throws on both of them, and so it's all about making it. And every Memphis fan is saying the same thing. Has been saying the same thing for years and years and years and years. Is that the thing that plagues Memphis basketball the most is the free throw line. It's not getting star players. It's not the coaches. It's not anything. It's the free throw line. And throughout many iterations of whatever team it is, sometimes we don't make free throws. I mean, what are the chances? Grayson Allen, a 91% free throw shooter, who's been shooting the ball well the last week and a half, goes up there and misses 2 free throws in a row. What are the chances?
Like, I mean, slim to none, 10% maybe. Or I guess you put that in half, 5%, probably even less than that, 2.5%.
Make one and it's tied, right? And
in a game in which he's made 6 threes.
in a game where he's shooting the ball well, he's playing really well, he goes there and he misses 2. And then you even watch the final play, like you said. I know we're kind of skipping all around in the gameplay of the talking about the game, but they even guarded that inbounds play really well. And to the point where Luka had to break off and catch the ball at almost half court, take a dribble or whatever, and then lean that. He had to do the super lean, the Michael Jackson smooth criminal lean, to get a good place to shoot the 3. And then he makes the 3. Memphis ain't got no luck. It's bad luck, dog. I'm telling you, yeah.
And I did think, as tough as that shot was, I thought Dylan could have defended it a little better. He immediately jumped to like his high side, and it just kind of gave him the whole side and was relying on Valanciunas maybe to come over. Maybe Valanciunas was a little slow on the double, if that's what it was. But he kind of just was able to catch it and turn left and then decide where he wanted to go from there. But I mean, of course, it was a hell of a shot. Like you can't blame the defense on that. But I would have liked to see Dylan be a little more squared up and make Luka face and then decide which way to go, not kind of make that decision for him. Back to the second half. JV started picking it up in the second half. He finished with the double-double. I think he had 19 points and 16 rebounds or something like that. Here, let's see. I thought I had it right here. 19. JV. Yeah, and I know most of those were offensive rebounds. He had 8 offensive rebounds of his 15. So over half of his rebounds were offensive. And that really kept us in it. I mean, we had a lead the whole time. We were up 89-83 going into the fourth quarter, which was huge because Luka really got it going in that third quarter. I feel like he probably scored about 15, 16 points in that third quarter alone because he had one of his worst first halves of the season
He
this
only
year.
had 4 points in the first half. He only had
Yeah.
4 points in the first half. And I don't know if you noticed this, but did you notice that in the third quarter he played Ja and Dylan the whole quarter?
Yeah, yeah. And I think the Mavs played Luka and KP the whole quarter.
And so like and so I know I you kind of noticed some of the subs, and I was obviously paying attention for selfish reasons, who was on the court and who was doing what. And I was like, I'm looking, it's like a minute and 15 seconds left. I'm like, yo, why is Ja still on the court? You know what I'm saying? Like, and Dylan was guarding Luka, and like I said, Luka started picking it up. We gave Luka a couple free ones. He would get down into the lane, body somebody off of him, and he got like 2 or 3 and 1s in the third quarter just off of that. Kyle gave him a couple weak fouls with that. But the start of the fourth quarter, you went with the all bench unit, Tyus, Desmond, Xavier Tillman, what's the boy name? John Conchar and Brandon Clark started the fourth quarter, and we didn't score like the first 3 or 4 possessions down the court, but Dallas kept scoring and they were cutting into the lead. I think that's when we had the 9-point lead, and they were cutting into the lead. And I was looking like, yo, you can't let your starters sit too long. And you already played Ja and Dylan the whole third quarter, so I understand trying to get them some rest. But in a game like this, if I'm that coach in a game like this and I see 2 or 3 possessions where they ain't doing what I need them to do, it's time. We can't lose this. We gotta be able to win this. So it was actually interesting to see how he flipped his rotation a little bit for this game.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. And I'm sitting here looking at the plus minus, and Brandon Clark had the best plus minus on the team at 14, followed by Tillman and Tyus, which is completely surprising. I don't feel like that meshes with the eye test at all.
Right.
But I guess when you play Ja and Dylan and Valanciunas basically the whole third quarter, they got to get some type of rest, and that's kind of where it comes back to bite you. But I thought with Luka having as bad of a first half as he did and Porzingis getting into foul trouble, the fact that we weren't up by more than 3 just shows you that we weren't able to get stops. Because, I mean, Kleber missed like 7 shots in the first half alone. But really, Tim Hardaway Jr. and that bench unit kept the Mavs in the game and kept it close enough for Luka to be able to win it, even though the Mavs bench unit had their worst plus minus on the team. So, but Brunson, I thought, made some shots. Dwight Powell got in there and got some lobs and some offensive rebounds. And I just didn't think our bench unit really had that fire. They didn't take it up a level like we kind of been used to them doing.
Dorian Finney-Smith made a 3.
Big offensive rebounds too. Their guards, especially Tim Hardaway in that first half, was getting offensive rebounds.
Yeah,
over Grayson and Ja.
That's not what you do. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, you don't make threes, bro. You just reach down and do hustle plays. Like I'm looking at plus minus right now. He was the best plus minus on their team, plus 14. And it's like, bro, he hit the 3, a big 3 too. He either brings them
the biggest besides Luka's winner, yeah.
Or ties it up. It's like, bro, like what are you doing? But like you said, man, like these type of games are games that you gotta win. And you would think, I think everybody's watching, they kind of had the same concern that you did. Like you had KP out of the game for a lot of the first half, and you had Luka only scoring 4 points in the first half, and we didn't take advantage of that. And it's Dylan looked good, but he didn't score any. He stopped being aggressive on the scoring. You didn't have a Kyle game from Kyle. I mean, he gave you 7 and 5. But in the last 2 weeks, he's been averaging a lot more than. I mean, he's been averaging about 14 and 6 in the last 2 weeks. So that's something that you kind of come to expect. But I will say this, veering off a little bit, for this to be probably our last national TV game of the season, I think it was good. I think this was a good showing for people, since Memphis doesn't get that many national TV games. Like we ain't going in here getting blown out. An exciting enough game Ja had some plays, some dunks, some passes, and then Luka gets the last second shot. Maybe that's one thing that the networks pick up and say maybe we can televise the Grizzlies more than when they play the Pelicans on MLK Day.
Yeah, I just hate that it ended the way it did. But
Yeah.
I mean, we were up 5 with 2 minutes to go when Kyle hit that shot. Then I think we came down and Luka missed, and then Ja missed, and then they got a bucket. Who was that?
That might have been a Dorian Smith. That might have been the Finney Smith three.
Let's see. It was oh no, Porzingis got a short little shot from like right at the rim. And then Valanciunas got the look. Ja threw it to Valanciunas with like 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and he kind of had to rush a hook shot, and it wasn't close. And then Luka came down and scored. Then Ja, with 24 seconds left, steps to the line and made 2 free throws, which was great to see because, as we mentioned earlier, that Knicks game, when he did make the big free throws. And then, so we're up 3 after Ja makes those free throws, and they get a foul, or they get the switch with Luka on Valanciunas, and Jenkins tells Valanciunas to foul with 12 seconds left. We got a foul to give, and that's just a bad matchup. You don't want Luka to take the step back and tie it up. Were you cool with that decision to foul right there?
I actually was. I think Jeff Van Gundy said it right during the on the broadcast. I'm like, yo, like you saw that because we were up 3 anyway. So at some point, as a coach's philosophy, some coaches' philosophy is to foul up 3, but you got to foul at the right time. But with Jonas on Luka, and Luka already having it going, like, nah, bro, you go ahead and take that foul and let's regroup. And then what? We didn't end up fouling them again until 3 seconds left.
Well, so they basically dribbled the clock out. Luka couldn't get anything, but then he drives to the basket, and they called a foul. And I didn't see a foul. We didn't really get a good replay. It wasn't on Dylan. I think they called it on Valanciunas reaching in, maybe.
Yeah, they called it on.
But I mean, I didn't see it. Like I did not see it one bit. And then Luka made the first one and missed the second one. And our best free throw shooter ends up with the rebound, going to the line with 3 seconds to go. And of course, Grayson misses both, and that set the stage for Luka Magic.
Like the game was just set up for us right there, dog. Like Luka missed the free throw. We got our best free throw shooter gets the rebound. Like, come on, bruh.
I mean, the win probability was probably like 98.9% or something like that.
I'll tell you one thing too. Is I guess because of the way the season is going, whenever one of them guards is out, whether it's Bane, DeAnthony Melton, or Grayson Allen, them other guards showing out. The other guards are showing out. DeAnthony better stop wearing them T-shirts and get in that rehab room before he loses his.
Yeah, I mean, and with the Luka coming out to talk about the extended season or the compacted season and people getting injured. I mean, you have to wonder if the Grizzlies are just being extra careful with Justice and Melton, because these guys have been out with soreness for Justice has been out for approaching a month, it feels like, and Melton's been out for 2 weeks with soreness. So
yeah, and I mean, we definitely need Melton more than Justice. Well, the last few games, especially the Knicks game, the Pacers game, to an extent the Chicago game, we were missed. I mean, they're 2 of our best perimeter defenders, and so you missed them sorely against the Knicks because nobody could stop R.J. Barrett or Derrick Rose or Alec Burks. Like nobody could stop 37-year-old Derrick Rose with bad knees. He was giving us buckets, and then Karis LeVert, another we just got to he's already on the list of Grizzlies killers.
Yeah.
Nobody could stop him. So you would hope that maybe if we had Justice or DeAnthony, they could have did that. So hopefully they get back. And we got, who do we got? We got Chicago again on Friday. And so hopefully in Chicago, one of them will be back for that. I think this starts the road trip.
7 games.
And they said on the show that this was the longest road trip since the Grizzlies have moved to Memphis. This is the the longest road trip, 7-game road trip.
Oh wow, that's that's exciting. I hope that it doesn't seem like it bodes well, but maybe it will. This team's been good on the road as of late. So yeah, we got Chicago Friday, then Saturday at Milwaukee. Just beat Chicago, so they should have a bad taste in their mouth and want to return the favor. I mean, I don't think they're that good, but we can't get stops right now.
Right. We can't get stops at all, which we have to do. And that's part of the reason why we lost this game, and part of the reason why we lost some. You can't get stops, can't get the right closeouts, and you're just leaving food on the table, man. Like this, if we end up in that nine, if we stay in eighth or end up in ninth, you're gonna look back at these two games, the Knicks games and this game, and be like, damn. They put a stat up on the screen during the game, and I think I took a picture of it. They put up on the earlier game too. No, it's taking too long to get to it. About the stats of where this team is. They're obviously first in the league in points in the paint. We know that. First in the league off points off turnovers. Second in the league off fast break points, and first in second chance points, which is like they're great statistically. And we are 27 and 26. It's just, oh man, come on, dog. What more can we do?
Yeah, well, it seems like lately we've been losing more close games. Playing more close games because a lot of them have been decided by like 10 points there for a while. But we're not executing down the stretch, especially when Ja's not getting to the rim at will or hitting the game winner. We're just not executing and getting the shots we want down the stretch. We still hit some big threes, which kind of save us and keep us around, keep us in it. But I just think that's the next level. You think about those G and G teams, and while as limited offensively as they were, when it got to like within 2-3 minutes, they were executing and getting buckets, and then going down and getting stops. So that's the next step of this team. We know that the roster is talented. It was nice to hear Jeff Van Gundy on the national broadcast just continuing to praise the roster and how it's been put together, and just giving these guys credit because, I mean, we do have a team full of guys that can play. But now, as we progress towards the playoffs and as their legs are getting heavier and heavier, we as fans want them to take that next step and learn how to execute down the stretch and win these close games.
Right. That's the next step we got to do. Like you said, pick up the defense. And when you say execute, I mean you execute on the defensive end and on the offensive end. So like that's the defensive execution is one of the most troubling parts. The offensive execution should come. You have enough talented players.
I mean, and defensive execution, like I feel like a double team had to have been planned for Luka. Like it wasn't to let him, go between two guys and get that look at the middle. Of course, you didn't know he would be falling down, but so little things like that. Just as simple as Dylan coming out on the high side and not being square with the guy who's got his back to the basket, something like that. So.
Right. Forcing everybody under the 3-point line. Like, a two takes us to overtime, a 3 beats us. And Luka hit a wild ass 3.
A great shot. Yeah, you tip your cap on. Honestly, it was a good performance. As bad as the ending was, like the overall gameplay, I'm pretty pleased with from this team. So.
Yeah, man. Like I mean, like we always talk about the heart that they have, how hard they play, the fight they have. But now we just got to start putting it together at the end of the games in all aspects and making sure that we win some of these games because we win. I don't know what the clutch stat is, like you just said, but a lot of these games, which tends to happen in the NBA toward the end of the season, and so with these teams that you're kind of evenly matched with, you're going to be in close games with them. You got to execute. You got to execute and pull it out. So let's what's up?
That's a funny line. Could be used in many walks of life.
Yeah.
So who you got for player of the game?
I'm going to do a first tonight. It's going to be later on down the line. My player of the game. My player of the game is also my bum of the game, and I want to give both to Grayson Allen. Grayson, Grayson, he was the offensive catalyst in the first half and made some big shots in the second half. Obviously, he missed the big free throws that would have presumably given us the win. You never know. He might have fouled on the 3-pointer and, we would have been up by 4 and we gave him a 4-point play, but who knows? So yeah, I'm going to give Grayson my player and bum of the game.
I'm going to go my player of the game. I'm going to give it to Valanciunas. 16th straight double-double franchise record. When he got to 15 past Zebo, it was nice to see Zebo in the comments of the Grizzlies post sending congratulations to JV. And we want to do the same. That is a big-time accomplishment, and he has been the steady hand. And honestly, someone said this on the radio, or it might have been on Burno, but he's been our best player this year. Most consistent guy, and we can bicker about his defense or the modern day center and things we want to bicker about, but at the end of the day, he's been really damn good for this team. And he brings it every night. Without his intensity and Dylan's intensity, no telling where this team would be. So got to give that to JV. Bum of the game, I talked about it a few times earlier. Maxi Kleber. I mean, Dallas ain't got nobody better, or he ain't better. I feel like every time I watch him, he's just throwing bricks in the sand, missing the ocean.
The one thing about Jonas too is before the season started, people were talking about, Jonas isn't the cornerstone of this franchise. We can get rid of him. And if you had to pick somebody, who would you want to lose? And it was Jonas. And now you're looking at Jonas. Damn, we can't lose. Like maybe you are part of the future of this organization, and maybe it's Kyle who isn't. Who knows? Play of the game. Ja's two-hand dunk. I don't remember if it came off of a steal or if it came off of a rebound, fast break situation, but Kyle got it. Kyle was having a terrible offensive night. He gave up a layup because Kyle Anderson had a layup, but he didn't want to shoot it. Saw Ja trailing, gave Ja a pass. Ja took one dribble, cocked that jump back two-hand, and dunked it. So that is my play of the game.
I guess I'll just give Luka some love, man, and let that final shot be the play of the game. Anyways, did Jamal win any money tonight?
Did Jamal win some money tonight? That answer is no.
Dang. Tough night.
No. But I couched it with something. Not really. Not on this one. Let's go with the good. Tonight I said that Grayson Allen would score more than 10 points. He did. That Jonas would have more than 15. He did. That Dylan would have 15 or more, and he did. That Josh Richardson would have 2 or more assists. He did. That Kyle Anderson would have 4 or more rebounds. He did. Jonas would have 8 or more rebounds. He did. And that Dorian Finney-Smith would have 6 or more rebounds, which they did. The bad was, like I say, the 2 things I always do. Kyle Anderson, 10 points. He had 7 tonight, which if I think this is the first game, this is the first time in I think 4 or 5 games that he didn't hit the mark. So he's going to go on a run starting Friday where he gets 10 and 4 for like another 3 or 4 games. I had Josh Richardson getting 10 points. He finished with 9. He hit 9 right in like 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And I was like, oh, he just needs a bucket. He'll get a bucket. And then he just played terribly at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, they didn't put him in. Like, he didn't play.
Yeah, disappointing pickup for old Josh.
And then I had that Ja Morant would get 6 assists, and he ended up with 5.
Ooh. Surprising too, as many threes as we made, and just as little defensive pressure as the Mavs had on us.
And a part of it was too that from the middle of the third quarter to about the middle of the fourth quarter, or when he got back in the fourth quarter, Ja was just being aggressive going to the rim. He wasn't looking to pass the ball as much. Earlier in the game, this is why that combo of bet usually works. He got Kyle Anderson open for 2 threes. Usually Kyle makes one of those. So that's one of the threes for the assist, and there's one, another bucket for him to get to the points. But we weren't making shots earlier. And a lot of Ja's assists, when he has those 12 and 13 assists game, he gets 3 or 4 from just dumping them to Jonas on the drive. And he didn't get that many of those tonight. So in the first half at least. So yeah, this is probably the first time in 4 or 5 games he didn't hit 6 assists either. So it was close. It was close. I felt really good about it when I made the bet. But I opted into a great program, into one of the promotions where you make the bet and then you get that bet back in site credit. So it's not really like,
Well,
you know, no.
that's nice. That's nice of them to do.
I know.
Um,
Thank him. Thank
yeah.
them. Give me my $3 back.
You wasted it on that. Oh man. Well, better luck Friday, I guess, when we're in Chicago playing the Bulls for the second time in a week. But it's late, so we're gonna get out of here. Y'all can find me on Twitter at BarnburnerSlim. Y'all can find the audio version of the show anywhere you listen to podcasts. Just search All Memphis Post Game and it'll pop up. Jay, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at NerdyMcFly. You can watch the show on YouTube at either Diamond in the Bluff Media. Just search Diamond in the Bluff and all the shows will pop up, or on Facebook at the Kickback Pod, or on Diamond in the Bluff at Facebook. I don't know what's going on, but we have a lot of viewers on YouTube Live right now. Maybe doing a YouTube Live show at midnight Central Time is when you get a lot of people to watch. But we got like 10 people watching on YouTube Live right now. So that's cool. What's up, guys? Leave a comment if you like what you're listening to. But like he said, this is the All Memphis Post Game Show. That's Mace. I'm Jamal, and we are out.
Peace.